Hey, what up, guys? Taylor Trader back again for another weekly review. Capping out the last week and thoughts about the my first year trading and also moving forward. So we ended this week down $110, basically $111. For the month of December, we made $11,755. So we have some good gains. But I took a couple positions off just based off my margin and what was going on and all that stuff. So we go into the account right now and sort by name. Um, Monday, I had a plan to sell some Apple Teladoc and some other put, but I made a deposit, but it wasn't going to clear until to, today was when it cleared on the first. So you know, I wanted to sell these puts, but I took them back, and then Apple ran up. So it is what it is. It was a trade I had planned for Apple Teladoc, and I talked to one of the other guys about doing this, and I sold it, but then I bought it back because my margin was um, going higher based on what Beyond and Fazly was doing. They were driving my margin up real fast, so I pulled the risk off the table because this was something that I needed to do when I get the money. But I was like, maybe I could do a head start if I was able to take Beyond off the table. But yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. Just sold AMC call there. I had this Amazon spread. I think I sold this for like $60 and I bought it back just to get the margin. I didn't buy it back because Amazon was falling because obviously Amazon was up. I just bought it back just to get my margin. That was really what that was. I just wanted my margin back. I had to roll this beyond 132 put because it fell from obviously beyond right now is at 124.97. So I rolled from 132 down to 125 as you can see, and yeah, beyond keeps falling. So I did that roll right there, so that's what that is. So I had to pay $50 out of the 150 that I was gonna get. So now it's just $100 trade, but I rolled myself down 7 strikes, but I gave up 2 weeks in time for it. So that's what happened with that one. I sold 2 calls on Beyond, two 140 calls for this next week. If it comes back up, I get out of the puts and I manage the calls. If it doesn't, then those calls are worthless on Monday. So if it doesn't pop up on Monday, those calls are worthless on Monday. And I'll just get out of them probably for $10 or so. I'm not gonna keep them all week. I'll just get out of them. I sold this 115 put. It's a good trade for the end of the month. So this is one of the things that I wanted to do with the money that I was putting in was sell monthlies. So I have income off weeklies and monthlies, which is fine. The issue that I had was, I didn't look at my risk as in, hey, you already have 3 puts in this and you don't have the deposit. It's the same thing with Apple. So I pulled the Apple off and I didn't even think about this. So I left it on. So it's there. I'm just gonna have to deal with manage this beyond position because that's just what it is. I bought back the Corsair naked calls that I had out, made $30. Basically, I just lowered the risk in this position, and Corsair did nothing all week, so it just sat there and did nothing. So it fell on me last week and it just sat there all week this week. Never pop up so I could get out. So it's just sitting there. So we'll see how that one goes. Uh, DraftKings. This was another play that was a monthly that was supposed to be a part of that too. And again, I chose this play, and then Fazly decides to drop on me too. So I had Beyond and Fazly falling on me when I put this DraftKings. As soon as I put this DraftKings play on, Fazly fell on me. So I have this DraftKings there. I still have it right now, 47 puts. And again, I'm down on these puts. These puts are actually in the money because DraftKings just 180 just did a big sell off on me. So got to deal with that. I have these Fazly shares. I bought 100 shares and I sold 100 shares. That's really what it was. I saw the stock bouncing and I just took the trade. Uh, I had to roll my Fazly 95s that I had for this week because Fazly right now is at 87. So these I roll from 95 to 90. Yeah, I rolled 2 weeks out, 95 to 90. I could have rolled the month and get down to 85, but um, looking at rolling, every time I roll a month, the stock pops back up in like a week, 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna do the 2 week roll thing if I need to roll that much because the stock fell. So that's what happened here. I would just roll that because these puts would have ended $7 in the money. So I just rolled it early, and next week we'll see what happens. Uh, Fubo, they had some news, short sellers, and I just basically sold a naked call against it, but I was like, I'm not gonna hold this overnight. So if it works out, it didn't work out the evening, so I just took it off before the bell because I was just like, I'm not down to hold this overnight. I wanted it to move during the day, and it did the move overnight, went down overnight like I thought, but I just didn't want to do that. Lemonade bought back the naked call that I had on Lemonade. Then I sold another naked call and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I just got rid of it. And then by the end of the week, this lemonade is back up. So, it just goes to show that, hey, you just go with your plan that you have. If it doesn't work the way I want it to work, I just get rid of it. Um, so that's what happened there with lemonade. Netflix, this is the same put spread that's in my IRA, except I took it off here because I need to have my margin open. So I was just like, I'll just take it off here. It's a winner. Take it off. I don't want to hold this in the next week just because I'm just freeing up my margin. That's really what I'm doing since I have that many stocks in the money. Neo, Neo looked like it was gonna fall on Tuesday. It fell almost into the money, and I was just like, I'm done with this, so I just dumped it. That's what happened there. I just dumped it, and it was a good play. Everything is just because I was under pressure from Beyond, Fazly, Corsair. It just drives me into a corner to where Neo's on the list of things that I'm not gonna keep. So I just took that loss, right? It's a $200 loss. It is what it is, right? Part of the game. QQQ, I bought these puts as protection. And it would have actually worked out. I just couldn't. I just don't have any patience, right? I killed the patient myself. Um, yeah, and what I'm gonna do next time is buy a spread. I'm not gonna put $700 into two puts. I'm just gonna buy a spread because I could have bought two spreads for $150. Same strike, $150, and they're like five wide spreads, so I could have had two pretty good spreads. So I'm just gonna buy spreads. So I don't have that much money in there, so I don't have to deal with that trade that much. Because whenever I buy a put or sell a call, the stock just goes against me. RCL, I sold these naked calls and I ended up bought them back, made 16 bucks. You remember these RCLs that fell like 15 points on me and I rolled them a month. It popped back up. I could get out at a $90 loss. So yeah, so I could have got out on a $90 loss on the overall position and I had those calls to bounce me back. So basically I took a $70 loss on that. But I'm out of RCL, so I'm fine with that. I'm just reducing the risk. So I saw a way out, so I just took it. And we talk about this W in my IRA that I took a loss on. I also took a loss in this account on it. So I just stopped out of both of them at the same time because I was not playing no games with W because, yeah, this stock was just terrible all week. And right now, a lot of the pressure I'm feeling right now is from snow. I sold these snows when snow was at 333, right here. And you can see all week we had this big drop this day. Still fine, we're holding 300 range. And on Friday we just broke that thing and just sold off. And things that I don't like happen on it. And I was looking on Friday is we end the day at the low of day. So I didn't like this that much that we end on the low when the market is moving up Friday into the close. Like we closed at all time highs on Friday and snow is at the low. So I didn't like that that much, but I have a trade plan of just sticking with it and rolling with it if I need to. So that's what we're gonna face. So we'll see how that goes. And if it tests me, I'll just sell a call. I know that sounds crazy, but I'll just sell a call if it decides it wants to test me like that. Otherwise, from that, going forward, you can see I added money to my account. So looking forward to sell some monthlies. I'm gonna watch Monday until maybe around noon time frame to see exactly what the market is gonna do because there was just a lot of sellers this week, right? A lot of people selling for taxes and all this stuff, cutting winners, just closing out their year. That's what I think I'm seeing. Maybe there's something else going on. So on Monday, I will see if the buyers show up or what's going on before I put any positions on. So I'm gonna give it some time on Monday to see what's happening before I establish my position. I probably put another 10K in margin out there or 10, 12K around that in margin out there. But that is my plan there. For last year, my first year being traded, man, I'll tell anybody this is a roller coaster, man. Anybody who tells you this thing is easy, this thing is not. Like, if somebody's handing you $600 for a trade to sell a contract, you're gonna feel pain. Even $100, you're gonna feel pain. So you have to want to have the stomach to deal with it, which I do. Is the issue is when I have multiple hits at the same time, right? I'm getting hit on multiple places at the same time. So you can see that I have Beyonds in the money, DraftKings and Fastly in the money. I have Snow that's gonna go in the money probably soon, and I have Corsair too. So all of these that I have right now, all the trades that I put on since last Monday has been all duds. Like the market has moved against me since last Monday, where everything I do is on the other side of the fence. So that's why I kind of like didn't put anything on this week. I just watched for the most part, right? Unless I see something that's A quality, I'm just not gonna put anything on. I'm just gonna watch. But for this year, like I've learned so much lessons and so many things. Took my losses, and you just gotta hop back on the horse and start riding again. And one of the hardest things to do is just to sit and watch, exactly like what I'm doing right now. It is very, very hard because it's you feel like there's money passing you by. You guys see me make 3 grand a week, all this stuff, right? So could I made money this week? Yeah, but also could have drove myself into a margin call where I would have to sell a bunch of stuff at a loss. So instead of just to avoid that, I just sit and watch. And if I have to sit and watch for a month until I get out of some of these, then that's just what it is. Because, as long as you have an account, you can make money. If you don't have an account, you can't make no money. And being a seller, it requires you to have money in your account. So you can't do that stuff without having money in your account. So that's all I have for this. New Year coming, new plans from selling. So, we're looking at moving towards ETF. I just talked to Craig a while ago, and we're looking at the ARK ETFs and stuff. The thing that I don't like about them is that they only got monthlies. So if you have to adjust something, it's gonna hurt to get out of things that you have to adjust. That's the only things about monthlies is it's gonna hurt if you need to adjust something. But outside that, I'm looking at ETFs a lot more, just in the sense of IWM is one of them that I'm looking at a lot because ETFs will drop, but you have the confidence that it will, come back somewhat. The only downside is the the premiums aren't the greatest, but you have the security of, hey, this thing is not gonna drop 30% in 2 days without insane news. So I'm gonna look at, selling puts on IWM. I'm honestly gonna be back testing IWM within the next, week or two, just going through that to see what will happen. So that's gonna be one of my biggest focus going for next year is switching to IWM, Apple, Microsoft, just staying with those mega companies, but at the same time, you still can get burned with them. So that's all I got. I'm done talking you guys' ears off, and hopefully this year is profitable for everybody, and your plans work out. You know, as I said, I've learned a lot, man. I came from selling a put on UAL at 20 bucks and I'm scared as hell to I'm selling a put on Tesla and I can go to sleep normal. Like that is a crazy change in 1 year. All right, guys, thanks for watching my video.